So first we'll discuss so what are the prerequisites is required to create AVD. So here what are the prerequisites from the Azure wise what we required. So first we required Azure subscription. Like as of now we have free subscription we have. Using that itself we are going to go. But in the real time play as you go or different kind of subscriptions we have. And we required sufficient quota also because in the free account we have some limitations in one region. We can create only 4 CPUs. According to that itself, we need to create the session host servers, storage wise, networking wise. We should have the enough quota is required. Okay. And we required admin level also the permissions like owner and contributor. Okay. Then definitely we required Entra ID is required. Okay. We can create a custom ID also. But as of now, we are going to use the Entra ID and all the users also like should be created in the Entra ID to whom we need to give the access to those desktop application group. Okay, so then those need to be entitled to desktop application group. Then only the users are going to connect. For the authentication, we are going to use like this Entra ID also is required. So then we can use Azure Entra ID or hybrid ID on premises. We can have the hybrid ID or Azure AD domain services also we can have Azure AD domain services also we can have. Okay. Then if you are using domain controller, then domain controller we need AD connect and those need to be added. Okay. So then like either hybrid kind of thing or even in the Azure also you can create the domain services. Okay. And that should be reachable to this. So this environment also will try to set up with FS Logics. Okay. And the networking wise, okay. So today as of now, simple we are using Entra ID. Going forward, we'll go for a hybrid kind of model also. Okay. So then we have the virtual network. So in the virtual network, we need to configure like both the VNet, subnets, all should be in the same region, and we require the enough IPs if we are creating more the CIDR block. So the CIDR block also we need to have the enough IPs we need to get, and DNS settings, all these prerequisites at the network level also we need to configure. Any okay. So then at the networking level also we need to configure these settings. Then we need to create our own image. As of now, we can create our own custom images also we can create. Otherwise, the supported images OSs like Windows 10 or 11 we can use. Okay. In that also we have multi-session or personal host or we have server class also we can use. Mostly in the real time we'll use the server class itself or multi-session Windows 10 or 11 multi-session we are going to use. Okay. We required the permissions on this. And if you want to use the licenses also, we required for the Office 365 or Windows 365, then Windows licenses. For all these also we required licenses. And when we are using server class, we need to go for the RDS calcs also. We need to have RDS server licenses also we need to set up. On the client side, mostly any of the device is supporting, but not Citrix supported devices. Citrix supports even Linux, all these also. But here, most of the devices have been supported here. Okay. Then for the profile management, we are going to use FS Logics profile container. So we'll set up a storage account or Azure files with Azure Active Directory integration we required. Okay. Or we need even NetApp kind of solutions also we can use for the FS Logics. These all that we need the permissions. Okay. So then here we are going to create a resource group, then host pool. application group, workspace. Okay, so application group, workspace, session host, storage account. So these all the things we are going to use. Then for the monitoring, we are going to use the log analytics and Azure Monitor Insights. Then scaling also we can use scaling also we can choose the scaling policies to scale up or scale down the session host depends upon our conditions. Then conditional access also we can enforce for the MFA kind of thing or IP address, geolocation wise. For all that, we can specify the conditional access also. And we can create our own custom domain also because in the enter ID we are getting one default domain, but we can integrate with our own custom domain also. Okay, so then here we are going to create a host pool in the AVD. Okay, if I come to the host pool, okay, so now here we have Azure Virtual Desktops, host pools. We need to create the host pool. Like we need to give the name, region, and we need to choose the validate like either pooled or personal we need to choose and which type of load balancing algorithm we have. In that load balancing algorithm, we have breadth first or depth first. So these two are the load balancing algorithms we have. After this, we need to add the virtual missions. So this you can skip now. Later we can add at the session host also, we can add these virtual missions, all these we can add, which VM you want, all these also to that host pool we are going to add. Okay, then network NSGs and to which domain we need to join all this. Okay, then like we need to register those also to the desktop app group. Then we need to create a workspace. Then we need to attach the tags, all this. Okay, so these all the options now will create in the Azure. So I'm going to Azure. So here we are going to search for AVD. Okay, so then Azure Virtual Desktops. Azure Virtual Desktops. So now here we can create our AVD. We can create Azure Virtual Desktops. So here create a host pool, or you can go to here left side. We have the host pool. We can create the host pools here. We can create the host pools. Okay, so after that we need to create the session host, application groups, workspace, okay, scaling plans, how to add the users. And as of now, we are using the default templates. For our application, we can create our own custom image templates also we can create. Say here, by default, we are using Windows 10 or Windows 11, depends upon our requirement. Okay, so now here we need to go for the hosting plan. So hosting pools we are going to create. So in the hosting pools, like we can provide a subscription. As of now, we have only one subscription free trial, and we need to choose a resource group. I have CloudSoft resource group I'm going to choose. Okay, so then host pool we are going to use. I may use JPMC host pool. So JPMC host pool I have selected. Then here I'm going to use the app either desktop or application remote app. We can use desktop. I'm choosing here. Preferred app group. We are choosing the desktop. In that apps also can be delivered. Then host pool type. We have pooled or personal. So I'm going to choose here pooled I'm going to select, not the personal. When I choose the pooled, okay, so then the life cycle of this session host configurations, okay, some preview is there. This we'll discuss later. Manage the life cycle of the session host, how we can update them. So this kind of things we can manage, but manually as of now we are going to update. Okay, so then so here load balancing we are using by default the method is breadth first. Okay, so maximum number of users per session. So maximum session limit we are going to give. Okay, so that's I'm going to give here 3 or 4. The maximum number of session limit I'm going to give here the 4 I'm going to give. Okay, then we need to create the session host. So as of now I'm skipping the session host. Later we'll add the session hosts also. As of now, I'm not adding the virtual machines. I'm choosing no. Later we'll add the session host. Okay. So then logically we are going to create a like a app also. Later I will entitle to workspace and desktop group. Okay. So as of now, just I'm creating a host pool. And we can for the production definitely for the troubleshooting all this will enable diagnostic settings, will enable this later also for the monitoring log analytics all this, then appropriate tags all those we need to provide depends upon our company requirements. In the real time proper tagging is mandatory for every resource for the VM or storage accounts for every resource the proper tagging is mandatory. Okay, so then here we are going to create the host pool. The host pool will be created shortly, but when we are adding the session host, it is taking more time. And in our free tier account also, we'll get some issues. In the real time, we don't get that issues, but yeah, we have limitations of storage wise. All this will get some challenges. We'll try to resolve those. Okay, so deployment is successful. So we're going to Uh, host pool would be created because just logically these are we are going to add the more number of virtual machines we want to add. So now in this I'm going to create the session host. Okay, so as of now no session host are there. I'm going to add more session host servers. That same step in the second step at the time of virtual machines itself we can choose this. Okay, so here this first option based on your host pool, which trial, resource group, host pool name, all these by default we are getting. Okay, so host pool name also it has attached. So these all based on our host pool settings we got. Now we need to choose the virtual machine. In this virtual machine, like its session host is getting created. Okay, so then I need to give the resource group name naming prefix I'm going to give. For the session host, I need to give the uh, naming kind of here length is okay. Special characters also is not allowed. So not like naming patterns we are giving uh, in the settings. Here we need to give the name. Then virtual machine itself we are going to choose virtual mission. Then like networking wise, your network, then resource group, all these should be in the same region you need to consider. Okay, so mostly like I'm using East US itself. Region wise should be very careful. Otherwise validation or that session host creation will fail. Okay, so as of now, I'm going to choose zone wise. If you have the multiple session host, better to choose minimum 2 zones is recommended. Okay, in the large scale, better to go for multiple zones also. Then which image we need to use? Okay, say here we need to choose the which image we want. So as of now, I'm choosing Windows 11 with the Office 365. Those also images we can choose, but maybe with the free tier it may try. Say here it is using two CPUs and 8 GB RAM, right? So this VM type is not supporting as of now for our account in that region. Try to choose any B series kind of thing. So in the B series, yeah, B1 selecting, so with that one virtual CPU, 2 GB RAM. As of now, you create only one session host. Later, if you want, you can add more number of session hosts, we can add it. So later we can add more number of session hosts. And sometimes with the premium SSD also, with the free tier we are failing. So hence better to use standard SSD. Use the standard SSD. Okay, so later we'll enable the boot diagnostics at the boot level. If any issues are there, we can troubleshoot them also. Okay, so then network and security. So definitely before itself better to create a networking subnets, all those also we need to design. Okay, say, and it should be in the same resource group and the same region also. In the same resource group and the same region, that network, say suppose in this use case we are using East US, your network also should be in the same region, same resource group, and we have two subnets in that. I'm using default. Then set. I'm going to open RDP also in that and domain to join. So now here you can use Active Directory or Entra ID. We are using Entra ID, and even if you have the Intune account also, we can link. Going forward, we'll link with Intune also. Then here the username and for the virtual machine we are going to set up Azure user. I'm setting up one password. Okay, so then like we need to attach the tags also. Then we need to create this host pool. Sorry, session host we are adding to the host pool. This will take more time, and while doing also you may get some errors here. Okay, try to resolve those issues. Mostly network level storage like premium may be chosen, image like maybe wrong one, or the size of the VM maybe we have chosen which is not supported in that region or zone. These kind of problems will come. Again, go to add VMs and change the small environments and try to create those resources. This will take a minimum 5 to 10 minutes in order to create this. After that, we'll create a workspace and a desktop attachment also. Then the users like entitlement we need to do. After that, users are going to connect to that from the web access or from the remote desktop agent. They're going to connect to that. So
This username and password works as an administrator, right? User.
no, that is at the VM level we have. We have given that at the VM level, but entitlement will be done from the Entra ID.
Okay.
So users log into the web access using that.
Sir, you given that four right that count 4 users can connect to that VM.
That
But
maximum number of users.
in Windows 10 or 11 in Azure
10 is
AVD,
also is supporting multi-session OS is supported.
but only in the Windows 10 or 11 only 2 sessions at a time only possible, right? So not all 4 sessions is not possible for Windows 10 or
That
11,
is
I
for the
guess.
breadth deployment it is using. Multi-session, I think it's 10 sessions are supported.
Is Windows 11 is supporting 10 sessions? You are saying that?
Yes, it's 10 sessions, I think. In the multi-session OS, the maximum sessions are not 2.
In the breakfast only, you can say like the two only. Yeah?
No, no. We have single session Windows 11 and multi-session Windows 11.
So we need to choose that depend upon that image.
Yeah, image we need to choose.
Okay.
So that multi-session, not two sessions.
Okay. Okay.
That is at the breadth level, how many it need to give, we are going to design at the load balancing.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so if it is a light usage, we can use 6 to 10 users per one CPU. If the medium level, like we have multitasking, all those, 4 to 6 users we can give. So this will take more time to create. Once we created this, so what we need to add is, so we need to create the
Application gateway.
workspaces, yeah, application, those all we need to create. Okay, so now, like we have created the image, and we'll register the workspace, assign the users to these, all these will do. Okay, so we have created the session host also, add virtual machines or nothing but session hosts. Okay, so then like we can add session host to the existing host pool also, we can add. Okay, so these all we have done. Like we need to give the prefix, all these, and we need to choose the image, number of VMs, NSG, admin credentials like username and password for the local admin to the VM. Okay, domain also we have joined. Okay, registered to host pool. Okay, so then automatically, normally Citrix we need to have the like agent, all those we need to install. But here AVD agent, all those will come in that image by default. If you want to use any custom image, those all setups we need to take care.
So
Okay,
Azure agent is coming by default in every
default
VM.
in that agent it is coming.
Okay.
So that's you no need to that pre-configured images they have given, right? In all those they have set up those.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so so here this deployment should be successful. So after this, like we'll create the workspace and those we'll discuss what exactly the workspace. So workspace is a logical container that is entitled the users connect to access the desktops or applications that have been assigned. Okay, we are entitling them. Okay, so then using the workspace, we are giving even from the AVD client or those from this workspace name, they're going to access either desktops or applications which has been given to that. Okay, so then we have an application group. So we need to create the workspace, and after that we need to attach like a, application group. Okay, so in this we have desktop application group or remote app application group. Okay, so we are going to give the desktop application group we have chosen, and we are going to provide the full desktop access to the session host, or we can give the applications also we can give. Okay, so then here we need to create the workspace, user entitlements we need to choose. So as of now, we are creating the desktop application group. Later we'll publish the applications also. For the different one DAG itself is supported, but application desktop groups we can create different. So here you will get some issues. Try to solve those issues. Choose always the B class. Networking also before confirm the proper VNet is in the same resource group. All this, and instead of choosing premium storage, standard itself select. In the real time we don't get that problems because here it's a free tier eligibility, we have some limitations. In the pay as you go, as they will charge, they will provide everything for us, but we need to pay that. And on the client side what we required is say either through the web we can connect, but always is recommended to have one agent need to be installed. So how to connect it to Azure AVD? Like we need to download one small software, that is remote desktop client we need to install. So on the Windows, like it's the one of the best practice. Okay, so then what we need to do is we need to download one MSA package. Okay, so remote desktop like installer we are getting. Okay, so remote desktop client we are installing, or from the browser also we can install, and even Android or we have also we are going to download that remote desktop client from your Play Store. We can get, or iOS also we can download Mac also. Like here the best method is like we need
That
to download
exe.
that remote desktop client. Okay, so after we got the remote desktop client, like we need to like subscribe to our workspace. Okay, we are getting the
Yeah,
subscribe
subscribe,
with
login with email or account only we
with the
can log in.
URL we are getting, or with your email you can get that. Which of the workspace is entitled to that user will get that. With that URL, or we can subscribe with that sign in, we can get that prompt. Okay, that enter ID users will create. That user we are going to give the permissions. So meanwhile, we'll add one. So I have added one user Srikanth. I'll add a new user also. So where we are adding this is in the enter ID users, new user. So here I'm going to give user one. I'm going to give. So user one, the user need to reset his password also. Let's create this user one also. So then this user will have that email ID. Okay. So this email ID. If you don't want this domain name, I want my own domain name. That's custom domains also we can validate. So this is only time consuming thing. Once it is done, we can create the workspace. All those we can create very fastly. We can create.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, can I know that Windows 10 or Windows 11, we are having the multi-session, right? So it is on only Azure, or
Yeah, that is
Basically,
only
also we
for,
have.
no, for Citrix also they are supporting multi-session, but some
Okay,
images only.
okay.
Normal traditional one, it won't support. For
Okay,
AVD, they're giving these special images.
okay,
So Windows
got it.
11 Enterprise multi-session. Okay, so like this we can choose. When it comes to like Citrix wise, and we'll compare what are the Citrix components we have and AVD kind of components also. So these all we can create from PowerShell also we can create, or even from the Terraform also. Yeah, so now here we have one architecture kind of thing. We need to design for 1,000 users. We need to design the AVD. Okay, so we need to design AVD. Definitely, we need to set up the user profile, and that FS logics we are going to use. Subscription, resource group, and networking also. We shouldn't use /24 kind of thing. Better to use /20 kind of CIDR range is better to choose. Or the VNet also. Okay, so when you are using a personal kind of desktops, then we need more number of session hosts are required. Okay, so DNS, all these also public. These all are the network level we need to design. Then we need to have the Azure AD, and for the joining to the domain, all these. And in the host pool, like we need to choose either personal or pooled. So pooled is the recommended one for the cost cutting also instead of personal. Okay. So then in the real time, we can choose D series or E series or NV series, but in the free tier, we don't get this. Okay. So and one CPU core, normally we'll use, if it is a very high-end 2 to 3 users per CPU core, we need to plan. Means if I have 4 CPU cores, maybe 8 to 12 users. But medium kind of users can connect around six also is fine. If it is medium, maybe 6 users. That means if I have 4 cores, maybe around 18 to 24 users like this, it can connect. So now here D8S V3 means how many CPUs we are getting? 8 virtual CPUs. Means maybe if I calculate 4 users like this, around 30 to 50 users or 60 users we can connect to that session. Okay, so like this here, how many session hosts we need to create for 1,000 users? Maybe 20 to 25 session hosts we need to create. 20 to 25 session hosts we are going to create for this use case. Okay, because we have total users are 1,000
1,000.
users are there in our scenario. Okay, so then we are going to use the auto scale also. That means all the session host, I don't keep them. So maybe I may keep like 3 or 4 first I'm going to create. After that, the users are connecting, I'm going to auto scale those also, because then I can reduce the cost also with this. Okay, so instead of creating all the session host before itself, okay, so we can reduce the cost also by using the auto scale option also. By using the auto scale, we can reduce the cost. All these also we can do. And definitely for the profile management, we are going to use for each user, we need to give like 10 to 20 of that GB of the storage, because their user data they're going to keep in that. Okay, so like this, we need to plan. And the golden image also, as of now, we are using uh, already predefined images. We can create our own custom image also. And for the monitoring and log collections, we need to use Azure Monitor, and we require some queries also. Like in the Azure Monitor, we have queries also. Will and log collection also. We need to metrics. All these also we can connect. And NSGs, MFAs, backup and restore for the profile management or session host images. Okay, so then we need to calculate the pricing, all these also we need to perform. So we'll take this POC also. We'll try to set up this. This is taking more than 8 to 10 minutes. So if it is taking this much time, is most of the things are passed, but it's a backend to create that, it is taking this much time. Once it's created, assigning the users and desktops is within the minutes, we can do that. So try to create different session hosts, delete them, different options, choose that. Okay, because in the real time, you don't get that much opportunity to create this. And after your work, better to delete those session hosts or stop those session host servers. Otherwise, they will charge more amount for this. Host pool you can keep, but these all session hosts you delete or stop those session host virtual machines. Whenever you want, you can power on those session host machines. And how to provision all these from PowerShell or Terraform also, we require the knowledge. Because whenever we want, instead of doing all these, some companies are expecting to create through Terraform itself. Yeah. So now our session host also has been done. So I'll go to say here. Here we have a total number of virtual missions are nothing but session host. As of now, we have one, but we can't connect to that mission because that is in the power of state. Okay. So then I'll go to that can't connect to state. This is the VM. What I need to do is I need to start that session host. I need to start that session host. Then that will brings into like a available kind of state. Here no input means it comes to connect kind of state. Second connect is one we got. Second connect is one we have received, and here we can assign these application groups or desktop remote desktop groups also we can create. Okay, so these entitlements, all these also we can. So as of now, we have one application group is that. Okay, that is the dash we have. Okay, so to this we need to add the entitlements we can add here. Okay, so if you want to add more application groups, we can create. Okay, so as of now, we have one dash itself we have, and we'll add say no applications matching. We can add application groups also. Desktop groups we have created. Okay, so then this is the default group. As of now, no entitlements have been there. Okay, so here you can add the assignments also. So I'm adding those users from the, like our Entra ID, like maybe we can add now to the dash, we're adding that user entitlements we are doing. Okay, so once you added this, just to close this, now we have the 3 assignments and one application has been here. One application has been given to this. Now the users, these any of these users can connect to this remote desktop app, or from the web access they can access. So I have already installed that remote desktop client, remote desktop client. I'm trying to subscribe. The user one. It's asking to reset the password for the first time. Some conflicts are coming. Because inspired, that is another domain, that is previous one, that is with that it is getting conflict.
Sorry, the Entra ID you created a email or
I
some.
have multiple accounts with that. It's got the inspired infotech is a previous tenant, but previously I used to connect to that.
No, based on the Entra ID only, we need to
Enter
log
ID
in.
login, yes, that is the identity provider.
You can unsubscribe or subscribe, sir, one more time. And
Yes.
below, not here, that one. That dots again, 3 dots are there on the right side top corner. Under 3 dots. Yes. Unsubscribe. Again, you have to subscribe. Mm,
Hmm.
or else we can check with the browser also, sir.
Yeah.
Uh,
Think another account. Desktops are not coming.
Sir, we need to give the personal access to the saved radiation. And
The email we can log in. Yesterday I connected with the Srikanth. I connected
okay,
here workspace. Maybe not. We'll see once. Authenticator app we are using.
No, no, no. Scan the QR code.
Yeah. Turning the- I'm scanning
Sir,
this.
click on next, sir.
Yeah, first we need to scan this.
Yeah, I scanned, sir.
Okay. 43, enter that.
43. Okay. No resource assigned to user one. Why? Sir, today we published only desktop, right? Not
That
published
desktop
application.
also can be delivered, right?
Yeah, but
That badge is also is user need to get that.
select. You need to select before drag before select under select option is there, sir. In the share screen above. There are no selected application groups.
Yeah, now it's
I think that one we missed, I guess.
no, to the workspace we have entitled that application group.
Can I refresh?
Yeah. So now here this is the desktop that has been assigned because we not given the applications, but desktop we have attached to that. The next sessions will create an application also. Here this at the VM level, we need to try to connect with the different like users. Those also try to create to this because it's supporting multi-session kind of thing, right? We'll add auto scaling applications, uh, profile, all these monitoring, troubleshooting, all these we'll discuss.
FS logics also not added, right?
As of now, not added. We'll set up all these on that session host.
Okay.
As
So
of now, first
desktop.
till this, everyone do the lab. Okay. So once you understand this workspace, all these concepts, application group, then we'll go for the custom images. And with the FS logics also, we'll create the image. That image itself will create the session host. And we have used the Entra ID, but we can use our own domain also. We can add our own domain also. So we can add on this.
Okay, sir. So our own domain in the sense where that domain is created in that
That's
Azure.
maybe in the locally we can keep or we can manage from the this one also,
So, sir,
the domain also.
that Azure AD Connect is better, sir, for that implementation.
Sure. But locally we need a domain
Yeah,
AD.
yeah. In that VMware, we can create a
Yeah, VM.
one domain in
Sure.
our.
Okay, that's we need to. But one problem here we are getting is that domain is not getting trusted. Say if
That,
it is a Wipro.com kind of thing,
yes, yes.
we need to trust that domain also.
That RSA certificate is
Yeah,
required.
that certificates and they will add some entries that in our domain name we need to keep. I'll check that maybe with the clouds of Sol can be add that. I'll check that one.
Okay, okay, sir.
Okay. So till this everyone do the lab first. Okay. So create the session host and all this. Connect to this workspace. That workspace name friendly name we have given JPMC. That is the reason it is displaying. In that whatever the apps or desktops we have all that in that workspace it is going to display for us. Okay, so once your work is done, try to clean up also. Don't keep all this. Try to clean up those accounts, all those also clean up once.
But we need to kept the resource group and VNet, right?
Yes. Before that you create that resource group and VNet from scratch. You create it.
Okay, okay,
First to create the VNet, all these in the same region. You try to create.
okay, okay,
Maybe you choose in the Indian region. You choose and create all these.
okay, okay. Asia Pacific.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Sure.
Thank you, sir.